in Sarah, and also be joined by Friends of the Library Chairperson Diane Evans. As you may know, the Moose Jaw Public Library's mandate is to provide citizens of equitable access to information and programs, and to provide opportunities to enhance learning with individual lifelong learning for all. A quick snapshot of the library includes that we employ 20 people and we're governed by a board of 12, 2 of which are council representatives, and we are a local branch of the Palliser Regional Library as per the Public Libraries Act of Saskatchewan. Before we get to the 2020 estimates, I'll tell you a little bit about what we've been doing in 2019. One of our major projects currently is related to the mission that I actually just read for you. That mission actually dates from the 1980s, and its maturity is one of the reasons that we are currently in the midst of strategic planning that began in September. So we can recognize the past without getting stuck in it. And the library board approved the strategic planning cycle in order to ensure organizational effectiveness and resiliency in the face of the many changes to the way people learn in the 21st century. So we believe that the library is and can continue to be a gem of our community, and we are asking questions about how our space might need to be adjusted or evolved to meet the needs of our future stakeholders. We're asking questions about what inspires people about libraries and trying to reinvigorate the foundations of our service from which our library service emerges. And in the end, our goal is to refresh our mission, vision, and values, prioritize key areas of development, and create measurable objectives to help us chart our progress. Anybody here is interested in learning more about our strategic planning cycle here, or you'd like to contribute your thoughts on the direction that the library should take, I welcome you to either connect with me or Sarah at any time. The library has a great collection, and we work hard to provide relevant, fresh, and easy-to-use resources. This year, we assessed our collection in order to prioritize budget dollars towards areas of greater impact. And this led to our decision to launch a new service called Canopy, which actually is forthcoming. It will launch on December 9th. Canopy is an on-demand streaming video platform for public libraries that offers films and documentaries and appeals to curious lifelong learners at any age. Canopy has a subdivision called Canopy Kids, and that includes children's programming, and the service also includes public performance rights. So we can screen the items here legally at the library, but also patrons could organize their own film screenings in community spaces like churches, senior centers, daycare centers, and they could screen those with public performing rights. They would be doing that legally. So we're very excited to add Canopy to our offerings, giving students more options to use their library. And you can keep your eyes open for more information about that on December 9th. The library strives to create in-person educational lifelong learning programs in addition to just the books on the shelf or the books on your tablet. So this year we focused on it and adjusted our offerings to adults by adding some new programs like role-playing game meetups for Magic the Gathering and Dungeons and Dragons, as well as a partnership for English-Chinese Conversation Circle. And in the fall, the library started offering programs actually in our archive to familiarize and welcome our community into the archive and equip them with better skills to use it. The result of these efforts is that from January to the end of October of this year, adult attendance at library programs has increased by 36% over attendance in the same period last year. The children's department continued programming, and the busiest time of year is always the summer. So when construction started on Athabasca this summer, we embraced the opportunity and invited the city engineering department to offer a story time in the park related to the improvements being made just meters away. So if you have kids in your life, you know how fascinated kids can sometimes be by construction sites or large vehicles. And we tried to capitalize on this opportunity. The engineering department came and showed a welcome to try on construction uniforms and hard hats. They were able to touch specially bagged pieces of old water main pipe, as well as see the new pieces of pipe that would be installed later, and it was a resounding success. That was one of many programs offered this summer in the children's department, and in fact, they offered 84 programs, which were attended by 2,600 attendees in a short period of 10 weeks over the summer. So this was one of the busiest and most successful summers in recent years. The library seeks other avenues of funding in order to expand our offerings to the public. So we thank the Palliser Regional Library, the Saskatchewan Library Association, the Moose Jaw Literacy Network, and many, many other community partners for working with us. We received approximately $6,400 in small grant actual dollars, in small grants and donations that helped us to expand our program. But that figure doesn't include funding from the Moose Jaw Public Library, Friends of the Library, which is an essential organization to our library service. In 2019, they supported $14,680 in projects, including all of the support for the Summer Reading Club prizes and many of the events for children, youth, and adults. They purchased equipment for programs, they purchased professional development and activities, and they purchased a 3D printer, which we hope will be available by spring of 2020 to the community. Anyone's interested in becoming a friend of the library, I encourage you to join. You can ask about them at the library. Diane is here with me tonight also if you wish. And it's a really great community to be involved in. Finally, this year we prioritized assessing and improving the safety of our space. So library visits continue at a steady pace, and as a public space, the library board and staff strive to make it a welcoming and safe space for everyone. Our assessment led to the revision of our emergency response manual, training for additional staff members in first aid, CPR, and AED, OHS training for more staff members, and the refreshing of all of our safety kits and equipment. In February of 2019, the library staff received de-escalation training that was followed by an open discussion with Kevin Pillsworth of the City of Moose Jaw Police Service. In June of 2019, the library board passed a new set of rules of conduct for the library space in order to create more clarity about what is allowed or not allowed and give staff more confidence in expressing that to the public within the library space. So our goals for 2020 are basically to continue the work that we that we started in 2019, but in general, it's a year of embracing future-oriented thinking in order to guide library service in our community forward. At the top of the list is organizational effectiveness. So as I mentioned, the library board has begun their strategic planning process. The board will identify priorities that will guide the rest of the work in that area for 2020. We'll be focusing on the library as a space, but in 2020, we'll shift from health and safety to the physical use of our space, including our rental offerings. Much of the current library equipment was purchased at the time of the addition to the building in 1992, and so it's up for replacement in the coming years, so we'll be reviewing future needs, the future learning needs of our community and assessing what kind of equipment is required for that. And additionally, for 2020, our plan is to encourage 21st century learning in areas of science, engineering, technology, art, and math. We currently offer science, robotics, and craft programming mainly for children, but a little bit less for adults. Although we do offer tech help and some computer courses, but we hope that having the 3D printer will kind of like build a little bit of energy in our programming in that area, and we hope to build on those options in 2020. So, library budget estimate request has actually changed from the time that you received it. I don't know if everybody has the package, but originally it was submitted with an increase of 1.4%. I'm coming to you today with a slight adjustment to that, which is actually a 0.16% increase over 2019 levels. So first, there is an increase to the Palliser Regional Library levy, and that is in the area of wages. It covers staff and salary benefits. It's based on 2020 wages as per the collective agreement. The number that has changed is the figures originally given to you for the equipment reserve contribution. So line 166, 6020 on page 65 of the budget package. In doing the equipment budget this year, equipment needs were reviewed, and that resulted in a reduction in the overall contribution from $45,017 to $30,296. That saved us $14,271, and that leads to an overall request of an increase of 0.16%. On a final note, I'd like to thank Council Representatives Heather Beatty and Mayor Joey for their participation in the library board. I'd also like to thank library board members and staff of the Moose Jaw Public Library, as well as the Palliser Regional Library. If I could just take a quick public moment to thank Eddie Moore, who is finishing his second term of the Public Library Board. I isn't here tonight, but he deserves public acknowledgement, having served a total of 15 years on the library board at different times. The library couldn't operate without the support of volunteers to the library board or without the support of our community. So we're grateful to those that share their time and passion for libraries with us. Thank you to the City of Moose Jaw for your support over the past years, and we're looking forward to 2020 with a host of new ideas that foster lifelong learning for all and contribute to what makes Moose Jaw a notoriously attractive and welcoming place. I welcome any questions you may have at this time.
Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate your presentation. Are there any questions from council? Steve, so thank you very much. Appreciate you being here. Oh, Councilor. Councilor.
Most of this communication being very too practical.